So you've decided to interview your podcast guests remotely, and now you're wondering, how do I make sure they sound great? How do I get the best video and audio quality possible? We've covered the basics in previous videos, so today we're getting more technical and strategic about how you can make sure your guest sounds and looks their best during a remote recording. I'm Maribel. I'm with the SquadCast team. We're experts in remote recording, and we want to help you and your guests sound and look your best. This is part 3 of a 3-part series on how to help your guests sound and look their best when they can't get to a studio and you have to record them remotely. So, if you missed parts 1 and 2, make sure you check them out. Now let's get to it. Your job as a content creator is to have high-quality recordings on your show. At this point, there are so many shows out there that if yours doesn't sound great or look great, you're gonna lose listeners or viewers. There are just so many other options. Of course, you can control your own recording. You can buy a nice mic, sit in a quiet room, make sure you're not near any barking dogs. But you can't control your guest recording environment or their recording equipment. Or can you? Stick around. There are some things that you can ask of your guests to improve their recording setups. For example, if they're sitting in the kitchen, that may not be the best place to hit record, so you can kindly ask them to relocate to a quieter area, possibly a carpeted area. If they're not using headphones, you can kindly remind your guests that even the cheapest pair of wired headphones is better than nothing. And while Bluetooth headphones will work, we don't recommend them, especially for longer interviews. But here's the game changer. Did you know that you can send your guests high-quality microphones and equipment? You can rent mics and other things and have them sent to your guests just for their recordings. It's true. Here's how. The easiest way is to head over to our friends at micrentals.com. Find a microphone for your guest, and Mic Rentals will take care of the logistics and the shipping and the receiving so you and your guests don't have to. This video isn't sponsored by micrentals.com. We're just big fans of their service. But what if you need to send a more specific microphone, including headphones, and you're in a rush to get all of this to your guests? You can build what I call an audio kit on Amazon by selecting the mic and headphones you want them to use. Then have this kit delivered to your guest within 2 business days. They can then ship the audio kit back to you after the recording. As a side note, if you're worried that your guest might lose track of that audio kit, either by mistake or on purpose, have them fill out an agreement so you've got it in writing. Okay, we've covered sound quality, but what about lighting and video? If you're recording video remotely, there are basic things you need to do in order to ensure you and your guests have the best quality possible. But if you're like me and want to make sure your content looks professional, here's how you can step your game up. Send your guests a video/audio kit. If remote recording is going to be a regular thing for you, it is smart for you to invest in this kit and have it ready to ship. This is what I put in my remote recording kit. 1 cardioid microphone with a USB connection that you can plug headphones into. A pair of wired headphones, any style will do, but I prefer the smaller ones so they're not as obvious on camera. I also include at least 1 tabletop ring light or 2 LED lights with stands whenever possible. Finally, I include a 1080p webcam that records in 30 frames per second when the guest doesn't have one already. I include that last one because a lot of computers have built-in cameras that only go up to 720p quality, so we always want to bring them up to at least 1080p. Well, there you have it, folks. These are the best ways to make sure your guest sounds and looks their best during a remote recording session. A few important notes to make this process easier on your guest. Include a prepaid label for your guest to return all equipment. Include a list of equipment included in the kit, along with instructions on how to care for it properly. Also, do a quick pre-production call with either the guest or one of their team members ahead of the day you plan to record. Test out the equipment that you send to them and answer any questions they might have. I know this last one is tough, but believe me, it makes a huge difference in making sure everyone is prepared. And remember, always have the guests sign an agreement to return the audio or video kit that you send them. The great thing about recording with SquadCast is that you have a reliable remote recording studio and the best quality possible at your fingertips for both audio and video. SquadCast FM records locally, so there's no quality loss in the transfer of the data. Plus, our progressive upload allows you to save time while you record, meaning you don't have to have your guests sit and wait around while the files upload to the cloud. It's all happening in the background. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and tell me if you try any of my tips. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos on our channel. Now that you have the tools and knowledge we shared in this 3-part series, go forth and record remotely with your guests in full confidence. We've got your back.